buzzing after that 1-0 win over Spurs yesterday in sunny London. Man's caught the sun. You would have thought it was Lagos, Nigeria, not London, England. Hey, but we'll take that. We'll take 34 degrees in VAR every week if that's the result we're going to get. If we're going to get 3 points like that. What a result. What a stadium. What a day. Weather, the lot. Especially after all the doom and gloom lately and the negativity around Bruce and the entire club, really, and the poor performance that was against Norwich the week before was completely opposite. Everyone's fighting for the badge, everyone's giving 110%, so long may that continue. And hopefully that continues in the next game, Wednesday night. This one's coming out thick and fast because in just over 48 hours, Newcastle will return to action at St James's Park in the Carabao Cup against Leicester City. Jose Perez returning to the Gallagher. Obviously, it's hard to call a preview for cup games when you have no idea what side they're going to put out. Is it going to be a weekend side? Probably is from both sides, really. Especially with us after that game against Spurs. That would have been tiring for the players, that 110% the entire time in that heat. And then obviously a huge game against Watford coming up on Saturday. Big games coming up now. It's a big week, but obviously international breaks coming after that. So for me, there's no excuse for footballers. I hate it when they say they'll be tired and that. It's the fucking job. The professional athletes, the millionaires, they should be able to play 3 games in a week. But you can understand it as well. Unfortunately, Newcastle do prioritise the league over cups this year, although Brucey said he was going to go for it, so we'll have to wait and see what team he puts out, and then we'll be able to get a better judgment of how the game's going to go. Well, can you, really? Because how mad is football? Who would have thought would beat Tottenham after getting humiliated by Norwich? And obviously we've hammered Bruce himself, because he looked inept, but then yesterday it was spot on. The game plan and the players that have came out afterwards and said they worked for the manager, it's exactly what you want to hear, and that's the way it should be, so hopefully it doesn't stop here. You kind of just have one good result and then lose it. I mean, that's what happened in the McLaren. I remember we won away. The last time we beat Spurs away was in 2015 when we won 2-1 and Perez scored. And we had like 3 wins in a row against some big teams, Spurs being one of them over the December period, yet we still went down that year. So you're only as good as your next game, really. But Bruce has done what Rafa couldn't, and that's win away to the top 6. I've seen that today, and I think it's right. I can't remember us ever winning away against a top 6 side. Obviously we beat like the City at home and Chelsea and stuff, but away from home I'm pretty sure that stat that was out the day is true, so kudos to him. And let's back him now. We're going to be there on Wednesday night for the cup game because I mean, actually it's not going to see much of a 10-hour ticket, but at the end of the day none of that even matters anymore because we were fully behind the boycott, but now 45,000 plus turn up against the big boycott plan against Arsenal, so you just know 3,000 on a bank holiday at Spurs. You just know, like, we're too passionate, and Matt Ashley knows that. It's the biggest asset. We're always going to keep on going because we love the club too much. And to be fair, it's days like yesterday that make it as a football fan that'll live long in the memory for your life, not just football. It was an amazing day, absolutely unbelievable. So we may as well go because if we're not there, 2 other seats will be there. Maybe not in the cup. There's rumours of a lower figures, but like I say, it's a tenner. You know what I mean? So it doesn't really matter. And then Watford, we're not going to go with that. We'll see if there's any plans from the Magpie group for that. I'm not sure yet, or anything boycott wise. But I think Ashley's not going to go on anytime soon, is he? And we're not going to do enough of a stance unless the results do get really bad, and then we get further along the line of heavier protests or sit-ins, or on the pitch and things like that. But we're waiting and seeing. Hopefully, it doesn't come to that. Now it's just about the players play for the shirt. Yes, that's all I want. And to be fair, Brucey nailed the tactics. Yes, he nailed the formation. Played exactly how you expect you would play against the top 4 away from home. So we can keep that up. We'll be there supporting the lads on Wednesday night. I'd love to see a cup run, I really would. It's going to be probably frustrating in the sense that I can expect changes. There's rumours of maybe Matty Longstaff starting in the middle with Shelby. You could probably root for something like that because maybe Sean will be come back from a big injury and he played on Sunday against Spurs and had an outstanding game like the rest of them. Maybe Kraft might get a rest and he's been into English football and he could be feeling the effects of that. Maybe bring back Manquillo in there, maybe Lascelles, who obviously took a knock. Maybe bring in Fernandez or Kieran Clark, someone like that for a cup game is absolutely fine by me. Dummett, man of the match, he could get a rest for Watford. There's cases there. Joe Linton, how serious is his knock? He obviously had to come off. Would he give Muto a chance? Maybe it's the cup. He did it alright in pre-season. But for me, I'd rather always start the game with the better players and then try and go 1-0 up or take an advantage and then bring the likes of Matty Longstaff on after half time or after an hour. But that's in an ideal world. I'm not too against changes. I just hope if we do make changes, and obviously Leicester do as well, because if we make 3 or 4 changes, 5 changes, and Leicester play their fully strength side, I don't think I've got much of a chance, to be honest. I mean, when this draw was announced, I was absolutely gutted it was Leicester. That was the one team that I didn't want to get. I think the Premier League teams available too were to draw in the second round of the Carabao Cup was it Leicester, Everton, West Ham? I mean, Everton, West Ham would have been tricky, especially if they were away, but Leicester at home. For me, that's a team that can be pushing for the top 6. Some unreal players in the likes of Maddison and Tielemans and Vardy still banging them in now off the mark for this season. You know, they've got some absolutely class players. Chilwell at the back. You know, really, really good side with a really, really good manager as well for me in Brendan Rodgers. So it's not going to be easy, but hopefully it's not their fully strength side. Hopefully, if Matty plays, Ian impresses, as well as hopefully they grab the chance. Just do what the lads did on Sunday and play for the badge and give it your all. That's all we ask. Prediction wise, I'm going to go for a sneaky 1-0 extra time win for Newcastle. I think it's a extra time. Is it? Let us know in the comments. Or it could be a replay. I'm going to go for a 0-0 or a 1-0 win to Newcastle either way. If Leicester are playing a stronger side than us, then I'd go for a 2-1 Leicester win. Let us know what you think heading into the game on Wednesday night. The team you would like to see played and your prediction for the score. Cheers for watching, everyone. Make sure you subscribe to the Magpie Channel TV and enjoy yourself.